Hello, my beautiful students. Today I have 24 fantastic idioms for you that can slot straight into your English and use on an everyday basis. Why 24? Because 24 is my lucky number and I want to give you some luck as well. Now, I'm not just going to give you the information about these idioms because I want us to learn at the same time. I want us to try and put it into our English as soon as possible. And to do that, we're going to do some shadowing alongside these. Each idiom has 3 examples. After each example, I'm going to give you some time to repeat what I've said. This is also a great way to improve your fluency and your pronunciation at the same time. So we're hitting many things here, and that's the goal from this video. Let's get into it. The first one's super useful for people who are being too noisy, and that's put a sock in it. It means to stop talking or to be quiet. Oh, put a sock in it. I'm trying to concentrate here. She told him to put a sock in it during the movie. After his constant complaining, I finally told him to put a sock in it. This one can be used anytime if something is excellent or of high quality. It's the bee's knees. She thinks her new phone is the bee's knees. Everyone loves his cooking. They say it's the bee's knees. That jazz band last night was really the bee's knees. Hit the nail on the head. It's very useful because it's used to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. You can say it to another person. You hit the nail on the head when you said the issue was poor communication. His analysis really hit the nail on the head. She hit the nail on the head with her improvements to the business plan. This one is super easy. You could even say it's a piece of cake because the meaning of it is very easy. The exam was a piece of cake. I finished in half the time. Don't worry about setting it up. It's a piece of cake. She finds solving complex equations a piece of cake. Bite the bullet. It means to endure a painful or otherwise unpleasant situation that is seen as unavoidable. For example, I hate going to the dentist, but I'll have to bite the bullet. He finally bit the bullet and apologized to his brother. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and do your taxes. The ball is in your court is very useful on a regular basis because it means that it's up to another person to make the next decision or step. So you're putting it in their court. I've done all I can. Now the ball is in your court. She replied to the email, so now the ball is in their court. We've offered him a deal, so the ball is in his court now. Great one for if you're feeling sick. You can say, I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I might stay in. She's under the weather, so she won't join us for dinner. he's just a bit under the weather and needs some rest. This one's super British, not my cup of tea, and it's used if you or someone else isn't interested in something or doesn't like something. Horror films are not my cup of tea. Camping really isn't my cup of tea. I prefer hotels. I tried golf, but it's not my cup of tea. Another British one is when you're joking or teasing with someone, you can say, "I'm pulling your leg." I'm just pulling your leg. Don't take it seriously. Are you really moving to Spain or just pulling my leg? He likes pulling your leg. Don't believe everything he says. A great one, if something's very expensive, is cost an arm and a leg. Wow, that much it cost. That car must have cost an arm and a leg. Renovating the kitchen is going to cost us an arm and a leg. The tickets for the concert cost an arm and a leg. Great one in a situation where someone reveals a secret or a surprise by accident. They let the cat out the bag. He let the cat out the bag about the surprise party. I accidentally let the cat out the bag about her engagement. She let the cat out the bag when she mentioned the farewell gift. Hit the sack. Great one for when you're going to bed. Easy one, it just means to go to sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm going to hit the sack. After the long journey, he hit the sack as soon as he reached his hotel room. It's getting a bit late. Time to hit the sack. I love this one. Speak of the devil. It's great when someone comes into the room just as you were talking about that person. Speak of the devil. Here comes John now. We were just talking about her, and speak of the devil, she calls me. Speak of the devil, look who just walked in. On the ball, it means you're alert, competent and quick to react. You need to be on the ball if you work in emergency services. She's really on the ball with her project updates. He's always on the ball, ready to answer any questions. Next one's useful when you're talking about something that very rarely happens. It's once in a blue moon. I only see him once in a blue moon. She goes to the cinema once in a blue moon. We eat out once in a blue moon. We're skint. The next one is great for describing British people. It's to beat around the bush. This means to avoid the main point, not speaking directly about an issue. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what really happened. She's always beating around the bush instead of getting to the point. I wish he wouldn't beat around the bush and would just ask directly. When someone beats around the bush, you can tell them to cut to the chase. It means to get to the point without wasting time. So these two go together nicely. Stop beating around the bush and cut to the chase. During the meeting, she asked everyone to cut to the chase. I don't have all day. Just cut to the chase. Another one, when someone's beating around the bush, you can say, make a long story short. It just means to tell something briefly. You can use it for yourself. To make a long story short, we got there late and the concert was already over. This could go on for hours, but to make a long story short, they never caught the thief. I'll make a long story short. It didn't end well. When something's not so difficult, you can say, it's not rocket science. Come on, it's not rocket science. Just follow the instructions. He acts like it's rocket science, but really, it's quite simple. Fixing this won't be hard. It's not rocket science. Off the top of my head, it's a great one when you don't have to think too much about something with very exact knowledge. So, for example, off the top of my head, I'd say the project will take about 3 months. I don't remember the details off the top of my head. Can you give me an example just off the top of your head? When someone's mistaken with what they're saying, you could say they're barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree if you think I'm responsible for this error. He was barking up the wrong tree by blaming the IT department. If you think I'm going to lend you more money, you're barking up the wrong tree. This is a great positive one. Keep your chin up. It means to stay positive and don't get discouraged. Same with your English. Keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. Things will get better. I know it's tough right now, but keep your chin up. We're all here for you. She always tells her team to keep their chins up during difficult times. Great one for saving money. You're saving it for a rainy day. I always have something saved for a rainy day. She put some of her earnings into a savings account for a rainy day. They advised him to start saving for a rainy day. When you don't believe everything that someone says, you can tell someone else to take it with a pinch of salt. Take his advice with a pinch of salt. He doesn't always know what he's talking about. I heard what she said, but I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. He tends to exaggerate, so take what he says with a pinch of salt. Did you know all of those idioms? Tell me in the comments. Were there any new ones for you? I'd love to know. And would you like another video like this? Because I'd love to bring it straight to you. That's it for this video. If you like learning new things, perhaps this video will be perfect for you because there's lots of new vocabulary in it. And I'm sure it will be very useful for your English journey.